So today we got an interesting one, Roadside Research. This is running on the Xbox Ally X. This is one that just dropped and it's also available on Xbox Game Pass. So if you happen to have that, definitely check it out. This video is not sponsored. So I'm going to be showing you gameplay performance. I'm going to show you how it runs on the handheld. I'm going to give you my overall impressions after spending some time with the game. Right off the bat, this is a game preview title. So it is essentially early access. So just keep that in mind when you talk about performance and overall polish. So starting with the performance, the game actually runs fairly smooth. Out of the box settings are already set to high, and honestly there's not much reason to change anything unless you're trying to squeeze out a little bit more performance. At 17 watts performance mode, the game holds around the 60 FPS most of the time. There's really no need to push the wattage any higher than that. Switching from 17 to 35 watt turbo didn't really show any real performance gains. FPS stayed within the same range, and it feels like the game is already optimized to run within a set performance limit. The extra wattage just provides overhead rather than boosting frames, and because of that, I really just recommend you stay at 17 watts for efficiency. Now, as you progress and expand the store, performance does seem to shift. Early on, 17 watts is more than enough, so if you add more products, you attract more customers and increase activity, the frame rate does begin to dip slightly. I noticed it hovering closer to mid 40s during busier moments, and at that point, you could go ahead and lower the resolution or increase that wattage to compensate. Now, it's not a drastic drop, but it is noticeable compared to the opening hours of the game, so once the rush does die down, the FPS climbs right back up, and you'll see a fluctuation depending on the store activity. Now, while the game does hold an FPS of around 60, and it does fluctuate up and down from there, I did notice some occasional stutters in certain situations. It's strange because it doesn't feel like traditional frame drops. The FPS counter stays stable, but the game feels like it's hitching. It does happen more frequently than I would like. It is noticeable. That said, it's not game breaking. Being a game preview title, it's likely come down to optimization, and it just still needs to be refinement. Controls are another area that I would like to see more refinement. Analog stick sensitivity does feel a little over responsive, especially when counting money or moving items through the register. Even with sensitivity set to the minimum, which it is by default, movement does still feel a little too quick. There's currently no way to really fine tune it further than that, so you're stuck with just what it is. There's also usability issues with emotes being mapped to the D-pad. When you're behind the register switching between cash amounts, it's easy to trigger an emote accidentally, and from what I could tell, there's really no way to cancel it once you start it, so it interrupts gameplay. Now, that is just nitpicking, and it is me, so just keep that in mind as well. Now, when it comes to this game, it is going to feel familiar if you played other simulator titles. If you tried Supermarket Simulator or CCG Simulator, the core loop is pretty similar. You're going to go ahead and stock shelves, run the register, manage customers, maintain the store, clean up, things like that. However, the twist here is that you're playing as an alien, which adds a light narrative layer to the change in tone of this game. If you do things outside of the norm, you raise suspicion. Using alien tech or certain abilities makes your job easier, but it raises that chance to be visited by the quote-unquote men in black. With all that, there is also a light RPG style progression system, if I want to call it that. Cleaning the disposal of trash builds your alien rank, and using those points to unlock upgrades like larger trash capacity, trash bags so you can pick up more things, alien scanners, and automated trash collection so you can build that alien rank without actually having to go ahead and collect the trash. Some tools even let you beam advertisements directly into customers' heads, or even convert floor goop into drinks. You can also eventually unlock more advanced tools like alien weapons, which adds another layer of progression. It's surprisingly fun. Alien tools do raise suspicion, but it just adds a little bit more depth beyond the standard simulator formula. Now, outside of all of that, there are minor animation bugs that do pop up occasionally, like your avatar hand movements acting strangely while cleaning. Nothing mechanical or game breaking, just polish issues that remind you that it's still in development. Overall, Roadside Research is interesting. It takes a familiar simulator formula and adds enough variation with alien themes and multitasking systems that keep it engaging. Performance is solid for most parts, especially early on, and it runs really well on the Xbox Ally X without needing heavy optimization. However, that's going to be it for this one. This was Roadside Research running on the Xbox Ally X. If you happen to have any questions, drop them in the comment section down below. If you're running different settings or wattages, share those so others can try them out for themselves. If you happen to be new here, consider subscribing. I do videos like this all the time, and if you enjoyed this one, hit that like button. Thanks you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.